We are back on the Cowboys Report with some news that directly and negatively impacts the Dallas Cowboys. TJ Watt has reached another record-setting contract extension. A, second time he set a record, and B, like the third time there's been a record-setting contract this offseason among non-quarterbacks with the Pittsburgh Steelers as yet another team and player find a way to get the deal done before the Cowboys and Micah Parsons do. So here we go again. What is your one-word reaction to the TJ Watt extension as it relates specifically, of course, to the Dallas Cowboys? Let me know in the comment section of today's show. One-word reaction to the TJ Watt extension. It can be a positive one. It can be a negative one. Let me know in the comments what your one-word and one-word only reaction is. My one word is again. Because we've seen this story again and again and again for the Dallas Cowboys. Once again, a team has beaten the Cowboys to paying their expensive player, even though we know what it's going to cost for the other guy, for the Cowboys. And once again, price just went up. Because everybody and their brother knows that Micah Parsons is going to be the highest paid non-QB in football history. And once again, somebody got more than the other guy before him. It's crazy. It's actually not crazy. It's like expected at this point. That's also a good one too. Expected, classic. It's crazy how this happens every single time. It happened a dozen times at quarterback. It happened at wide receiver. It happened at edge multiple times this offseason alone. You can look at the highest paid non-QBs this time last year versus right now. It's not even the same five guys anymore. That's how much it's changed. Here are the details, by the way, on the TJ Watt contract. As we know right now, chance that some things get adjusted when the real nitty-gritty numbers come in, but the initially reported figures, 3 years, $123 million total, $108 million fully guaranteed at signing, $41 million per year. That does make him the highest paid non-QB in history based on the average per year figure. Less years normally means less guaranteed and less average per year. And TJ still got a bunch. We'll see if there's any like funny money incentive stuff tacked on there, but that's a lot of money for TJ Watt. Guess who's going to get more? Micah Parsons. We all know it. Like, Micah was not lying when he said he saw what TJ Watt was asking for, and that was more than what he and the Cowboys had discussed previously. But you dragged your feet again. You had your superstar player meet with your little private secret meeting with the Jones boys. You came to a pretty good conclusion. He said, call my agent. And then you never called the agent. Like, why would you not do that? Why? Why would you not call? The price just went up again. You have to pay him more than what you had planned previously. And you have, despite what the handful of Jones boys stands and the burners on Twitter might say, the price just went up again and you have no one to blame but yourself. So be honest with me. Grade the handling from the Cowboys' perspective of this Micah Parsons contract. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments. Actually, let me get the pinned comment on today's show. Go vote. These are the highest paid non-QBs now. This, again, average per year figure, which is how we typically judge APY. TJ Watt makes $41 million per year. Jamar Chase makes $40.2. Myles Garrett makes $40. Danielle Hunter with the Texans, $35.6. Max Crosby, $35.5. Those five guys, when CeeDee Lamb got paid after the Justin Jefferson deal, none of them were in the top five. Like, you could have done this a while ago, and if you had done it before Myles and you had overpaid for Myles Garrett, like let's say you paid Micah $39 million per year, he'd be fourth. Like that. And then Aiden Hutchinson's going to get paid soon, and he'd be fifth. It's organizational mismanagement. Now, the guaranteed money for TJ Watt is a little bit lower. He went 3 years on the deal. Like, the percentage of the guarantees is actually really high for him. Like, that level of percent guaranteed is extremely high. So when you only do a 3-year deal, it's tough to have the same volume of guaranteed figures, like pure numbers-wise. But the percentage is really high up there. And if you wanted to start doing the percentage of the guaranteed money for Watt versus what the Micah deal is going to look like, all of a sudden it becomes a 4-year deal. You're adding another essentially $40 million guaranteed. It gets real expensive real fast. Just throwing that out there. Look, again, edges only. It's still TJ Watt. It's Myles Garrett. This will impact Trey Hendrickson as well. Like, shit, man, you've cost yourself money. You've cost yourself cap space. The guaranteed money for edges, TJ Watts is actually third. I made a typo. My bad. Big metric over Max Crosby. Like, Garrett got a 4-year deal with years left on his deal. Nick Bosa got a 5-year deal. Like, it's been self-inflicted, guys. There's nobody who you can blame really other than the Cowboys. Because you can't convince me that all these other dudes are getting paid, but there's only a conspiracy theory from the agents against the Dallas Cowboys. Other teams find a way to do it. Why can't you? So I am upset because they're going to pay Micah. But the problem is all this has done is just make them spend more from a cash and caps perspective. Again. So I am upset. Let me know in the comment section if you are as well. Y for yes, N for no. I am annoyed. I am frustrated. I'm just tired of somehow, some way, this always happening to the Cowboys when it's time for top-end contracts. It's happened over and over and over again where we all know they're going to cave and pay him, and they just drag their feet for any number of bullshit reasons. Micah came out, and the podcast, I think, was actually, we did a short one like 20 minutes ago, podcast with The Undertaker, said he wanted to get paid last year. He had also made the comment in June of last year, like he's fine waiting, let Lamb and Dak get paid first. Maybe he meant he wanted to get paid after those guys in the same season, and it was going to be $40 million per year. Spot on, Micah, you nailed it. I didn't know it was going to go to 40. I thought it might go to like 38, 39. I didn't think it was going to be a $5 million jump from Jefferson to Garrett. But this is just a Jones boys failure. Like every other franchise finds a way to do this on time. Every other one. Why can't you? I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I'm not going to lick the boots and say, oh, well, so age or what? No. I think Micah's camp figured it out too. Like maybe the Micah like non-agent camp side of it. Like, that's how it goes. It's always something. Like there was the point where people were like, it's going to get done, years ago because they had a secret meeting, but you ain't been through a Jerry negotiation, a Steven, really, negotiation. This is what happens. By the way, there's a chance we're not done doing this. Because there are other guys who are going to get paid soon. And with the way the market's going, like, can't rule out anything. Aiden Hutchinson is probably going to get paid more than anybody else if he waits till next year. If he does it this year, maybe he comes in less. But we did the video on this weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Like, if you just let it drag out, the downside is TJ Watt does get more than Micah Parsons. Now you have to pay him more. Guess what just happened? Don't do the exact same thing with Aiden Hutchinson. Don't do the exact same thing. I don't think there's any real chance Trey Hendrickson does it, but don't do the exact same thing. We had done our projected possible contract comp months ago, around the time that the secret meeting got leaked. 4 or 5 years, you're looking at 162 total money, so 40 and a half. Not going to happen now. Going to be at least 41 and a half. Probably going to be closer to the average per year. Guaranteed money, maybe you get lucky and it's only 125, but maybe it's going to be 164 now with the percentages of the guaranteed amount for TJ Watt. Like, you done messed up. You waited. You dragged your feet again. You didn't operate with urgency. And now you got to pay more. And now you have less cash. Now you have less cap because you just dragged it out for zero justifiable reason. We are in a sub-battle this month against the other NFC East teams. Do not miss out on our Cowboys coverage. With some Trevon Diggs news here in just a second. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button for me right now. I'm throwing this in, not even really in the headline, I don't think, in the video. But the Cowboys are cutting $500,000 off of Trevon Diggs' salary in what's called a de-escalator because he did not attend workouts enough as per his contract. This is built into the deal. A lot of the top players have this too of, you got to, I think it's 84%, got to attend 84% of the off-season workouts and OTAs and minicamp and everything. And if you don't, you're going to lose $500,000. And Trevon Diggs was rehabbing, not with the team, wasn't in attendance. The Cowboys could have not enforced this. They chose to. Maybe that $500,000 will help you pay Micah or some nonsense, whatever. This is worth mentioning. I do think this is another, like, okay, make note of that. And when we get to the end of the season, if Diggs does not have a bounce back year or plays great, it's the okay. Here's another example of how we knew that this relationship was very much coming to an end.